All right. So I'm live, and my the lighting person forgot one of the lights back there. Oh well, it happens. Okay, so today is September 8th, 2025. It is 8:36 a.m. I'm Dr. Lueth. I am who I say I am. I am qualified to be an educator and trainer. All of these things have been put both on my X account, which is Creasesinger, Creasinger, on X. I'm the only Creasesinger on X. And I'm, yes, the original Creasesinger on YouTube. All right. So I've decided short bursts. And the one that I posted, what was it, yesterday? I will probably do another short burst in segments again. I'm still trying to get a little footage, but I explain this. The reason why I do this live is I know some people who uh, are online quite often, and they're always welcome to say hi, check in with me when I'm live. It's okay, no worries. But also, yes, just in case any paranormal or uh, hard to explain situations happen around me, I have caught a few. I will say that I was talking about this lamp the other day, and it does seem as though the blinking only happens when I first turn the light on for about a half hour. Okay, so I know it's not the light bulb. I know it's not certain things, but it could be just the way the electric works around here, and maybe this lamp is sensitive to that. Because I did do some things and say, "Can you blink once for yes?" I got nothing. I try that when it starts blinking, I get nothing. Okay. It does seem to be random. There doesn't seem to be any kind of pattern in it. So, my take on it is I doubt it's paranormal or supernatural. Right? Right. Some things that you might have in your house that have lights, right? They may be more sensitive to electrical surges. They may be more sensitive to dust. They may be more sensitive to vibration. And if you don't see a pattern and you try and get some kind of response many times over and you still don't get that response, it's not. Okay, so yes, I did all those things to check, and yeah, it seems like this only happens when I first turn on these lights. Okay, so most likely this lamp is just sensitive to certain things that the other lamp isn't, or anything else. Okay, this is just the way your electric systems in your house could work. Plus, when the AC turns on and there's a lot of somebody, it might be, it could be anything, but it's not paranormal. It's not supernatural. No evidence of that. So, but I do try it live just in case. Okay, because at least then I've got it recorded. But it also gives me a reason to explain to you that I would say more than 99% of this planet is not equipped or qualified to be claiming things are paranormal or whatever. And I prefer that people listen to me as I am qualified in these matters. And I can ease off some of this. Most of the things you see on ring cameras are not real. Like ring cameras and security cameras are slower. A lot of them are in different light wavelengths, like black and white, or some, right, might be uh, more light sensitive, so they can capture things at night. Okay, but it is a complete fallacy. The birds don't fly at night. Okay, lots of things do, including bats. All right, uh, just because you don't see them doesn't mean they don't. All right, that's a false statement. Just know that. Okay, I've been around a lot of ornithologists. That's just not true. Okay, so I do want to dispel some things, and sometimes I will repeat these things because I'm trying to make sure that you are comfortable with the fact that most of this is not paranormal activity or supernatural. Right? So, like I said, like thinking, but I watched and I try to find patterns and I look for every other, and I think that this just it might be when the lamp is cold and hasn't had time to warm up and it's a little sensitive to something. It's just yes, because if I leave it on, it stops happening. So there's no evidence. Okay. And I do know what I'm talking about. But also, I want to mention if you are kind of, you have something and you're not sure and it's on video or you have a photograph, my suggestion is find a very well practiced amateur uh, audio video nerd because they'll also be able to help you with still shots or refer you to somebody who will. Okay. Like they know about the sensitivities of cameras, and they know that sometimes filters, and they know that, right? And also professionals. Okay, try and find one to right. There are some things that many of you may not have heard of or know when it comes to filming using different cameras, using different speeds, using different light sources, using still photography and so forth. Okay, like before you go thinking anything else. Also, there is the possibility that it is psychokinetic. Okay? So, right, psychokinesis is something that, if I were going to study some of these things, that one's definitely on the list. And it is possible. Okay? And a lot of people may not be aware that they're actually doing it. Right? There has been more and more and more evidence and research on that. So, it is known that psychokinesis is possible. All right? So just let the researchers and people who study this stuff have a little time to get it all together for you and put it in a smaller package in general terms that most everyone can understand in plain, clear English. Telepathy can be proven. Okay, that does have to be a certain kind of setup for scientific communities, but it is possible because you do have to control for some things, and a lot of times you have to control. These are not control issues. You understand? These are right scientific terms, verbiage, and those of you who know what I'm talking about, yeah, you do have to control for some things that in many other types of experiments and other you wouldn't have to, and you do have to account for some unknowns. But the more people research it and the more people try, some of those unknowns become pretty much like, okay, that can't be the case. So it can be narrowed down at the very least, one way or the other. I mean, it's best to attack it both ways. But there are ways, right? But just some people don't realize that they're capable of a psychokinetic situation, right? So there is a lot of incorrect speculation about all of it. Now, I'm going to move on real quick to the point of this. I was online looking at some police video cam, and yeah, drunk drivers and sovereign citizens, which is, you know, you're wasting precious, valuable time in courts, law enforcement. You understand? All right. If you do research, like in the USA, none of you are 16. And you don't really want to go to jail and pay fines for believing something that just is not the case. I'm just trying to be friendly and helpful about it. Just check it out for yourselves. U.S. courts of law, nobody's winning these battles. Okay, none of you are above the right, the law here in the United States. All right. So very quickly, I was looking at this kind of stuff, and I did make a comment about one. I'm like, this is why, totally fucked up driver. Like one of them fell asleep in the fast lane on a highway, passed out. Okay, so the police, they have to deal with people who are all messed up. All right, well, this is why we fund them. You understand? Okay, for everybody's safety, including the dummies who are too messed up to even know that they're causing an issue, and they could actually kill their own selves. I mean, that person's lucky that the police responded and had to tackle them. And sometimes they get the rap, sometimes they get the tase, sometimes they get the pepper spray, because it's the only way to help that person at a certain point. Okay, if it escalates to a certain point, it has to happen. But I put on there, this is why we fund the police, and I got a response. It's like, anyone who matters already knows that. And I said, well, some people don't, and they matter. You're trying to tell me, right, that, that you need to rethink. And then they made a blanket statement that the police shouldn't have to deal with anybody with mental issues. All right. So you're saying that we need to, at least in the U.S., round up all the autistics, round up all the people with Down syndrome, round up all the people who have PTSD, round up all the people who have brain damage, brain trauma, round up all the people who just got hit with an unexpected situation in life that they didn't see coming, and they're just having a few bad weeks, days, whatever. You're telling me we need to round all these people up and put them away from society, including me. Unacceptable. Somebody in your family, even you, right? You might just be going through something and you drink a little more than you normally would, or you're very tired all the time, and your actions may seem like mental issues. Okay, what needs to happen is more liaison between police and certain individuals, right? More people who are aware of, like, noticing, okay, this is PTSD, okay, that's an autistic, okay, we need to get like like a specialist, maybe he doesn't carry a firearm, but is a part of the police corps to intervene and not be threatening. I mean, sometimes you gotta tackle them. You don't have a choice. Some people, may be developing Alzheimer's. You're wrong. You're incorrect. And that is something that many people need to rethink. You aren't going to round us all up and shut us away. That's what needs to be funded for police. Because maybe they won't have to deal with it if they have somebody who's not threatening, who understands the psychology of people, notices certain patterns to say, oh, this person might actually be autistic, or this person is just had it and had too much pressure, or this person is trying their hardest to understand certain things, and sometimes having someone who doesn't have a firearm or pepper spray or well, you might have to wear the vest and other kind of stuff because you don't really know and you need to be trained. But that's what the police need. That's what U.S. American society needs. You aren't going to round me and everyone else up and put us in institutions. I agree, some should because it's for their own safety, and right, we don't do the horror show of insane asylums here anymore. Yeah, get out of the dark ages. Non-violent offenders might be better in low security transition with more help understanding resources and other kind. That comment is unacceptable.